tanker, crew bus, and a general purpose one.
My name is F.J. O'Rourke. I was born in Rosemary Lane, Blackwater in Hampshire on the 24th of the 2nd, 1924. My dad was in the Air Force, and that's why I spent most of my years as a child in married quarters till we had to get out and because of the war. That's when my life changed from being in married quarters to living in London, which was rather strange for a young boy. Difficult, different. All the people for a start, all the houses, no fields to go and play in, just the streets. And I think it was the worst move my dad ever made. Well, at my age at that time, 17, nobody wanted to employ you because they knew you were going to be called up. So you had to take whatever sort of funny job you could get. So I went and joined the Air Force. This was me on my first leave when I was 18. As you can see, I was good looking then. This was me soon after I joined the Air Force. As I'd been working in the garage, they sent me on a technician's course. I had my first leave in 1942. I got posted to Kinloss. From Kinloss down to St Athens. And St Athens I went to Harwell, OTU. And from OTU I went to HC, Heavy Conversion Unit, 1654, servicing wing. I worked on Stirlings, Manchesters, Stirlings and Lancasters. Well, there was a crowd of us. None of us was, I think the eldest one was about 19. And the mob of us. And we were all going to technical schools. Oh, some were going to radio, wireless, technicians, riggers, fitters. We had to report there, then we were posted to Skegness, where we done 3 weeks square bashing. Only 3 weeks, and that's all we had to do. Then we were sorted out and sent to our different classes to learn our jobs. All the injections, look at your teeth, test your eyes, cough. A real medical. Didn't last that long. 5 trips. That's all I did. We crashed. That's where I lost them. Well, we got hit by flak. Starboard wheel was punctured, which we didn't know. So that when we landed, we crashed. Went all over the place. I don't remember walking out of the plane. All I remember is waking up in hospital. I'd undone me harness, which I shouldn't have done. But there we are, we all do silly things. We thought we were safe, we were back. We were back in England. That was it. Something you don't think about. The rear gunner was dead, but the rest of us were all right. At the end of the war, I was kept in and I was switched around a cocooning aircraft. mainly a load of, there was about 7 or 8 Wimpys at Swinderby, where we had to put them in mothballs. Then they asked me if I wanted to stay on, and I'd been messed about since the war had finished, and I got fed up, so I came out. But I didn't come out till end of 47, 48. So I was kept in after most of them had been demobbed. Then I couldn't get a job again, because all the jobs had been taken. What we were promised, we never got. We was all promised somewhere to live. Somewhere to live. We was all promised a job. We never got any of it. And I finished up driving a bus. The only job I could get. 1942, 1944, 1946. I had a letter from a girl who lived near where we parents were staying, and this girl wrote to me, and I didn't know who it was till I came home and said to my aunt, "Who's this girl been writing to me?" And it was this girl, Bubbles. She was 16, and she just, well, she left school because the school moved out of London and her parents wouldn't let her go. And she was a schoolgirl, and why don't you take her to the pictures? And I remember saying, how can I take a schoolgirl to the pictures with me in uniform? Very embarrassing. But from there on, she wrote to me quite regular. But I was never much of a letter writer. And then right through the war, in 1946, I came home on leave and we got married. We had one son, Peter, and what was it? And now it's 2015 and she's just died. She was 90 years old. I didn't see much of London except when I came home on leave. And I remember all the bomb damage. And then finding out that I'd lost 2 uncles and an aunt in the Blitz. I lost an uncle who was on the hood. I lost a cousin who disappeared in the Med. I think he was in submarines or something. But they were in the Navy. My dad and I were the only 2 in the Air Force. Oh, and I had a cousin, Chrissy, who was at Dunkirk and who was a prisoner of war right to the end. He was reported missing at first, till they got a postcard from him saying he was alive. Taking VE Day, we was in camp, we enjoyed ourselves. I think I got drunk, I'm not sure, I can't remember. But there was a lot of noise, and that was it. That was VE Day. Then we watched it years later on the television when they were filming in Trafalgar Square and that. Pleased that we didn't have to worry about anybody being killed anymore. And, we were all glad it was all over and finished with. We had 2 coloured boys who were in the Air Force, and they were, I remember one was named Septimus, and they were riggers. They done fuselage jobs and things like that, but they worked in the hangar. That was my first meeting with black people. Then when I was on the buses, I had a black conductor. And I get fed up with listening to people saying about the damage to Germany. What about what they've done to us? How about the bombs on Bristol, Coventry, Edinburgh, places? They don't talk about that.